Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're going to go over if the Thunder have a chance to hit the 70 win mark. There's only been two other teams in history to do it, so we'll kind of dive in and see what the Thunder's chances are and what kind of will lead them into getting those 70 wins. We'll also talk about the biggest threat to OKC and the Denver Nuggets and what really to expect from all of the Denver OKC matchups this year and kind of what to expect going forward with the playoffs in that sense. We're also going to talk about Cason Wallace and how he's going to take on the role of being the ball handler more this upcoming season, and we'll kind of dive into that. And then at the end, we'll do our trade rumors stuff and all of that. But first off, just talking about if OKC can become the third team in NBA history to reach 70 wins. We know the two others are obviously the 16 Warriors with 73 and the 96 Bulls with 72 wins. And last season, the Thunder were 2 wins away. They won 68 games, and they did that a lot with dealing with health issues throughout the entire season. We know Hartenstein wasn't ready until about a month and a half into the season. And then once Hartenstein got there, it was like only a couple weeks later, Chet got hurt. That put him out for most of the season. And then you also had A.J. Mitchell, who was doing very well before his injury, and he was out the entire season until the playoffs. So the big thing for the Thunder last year was they were doing this all without really being healthy for the good chunk of the year until the end when they obviously went on the run for the title. And now people are like, well, the Thunder are going to take their step back. They're going to be on that championship hangover. They're not going to try as hard. But what we've seen from Thunder media and especially Jane Williams, they're not worried about last year. They know they won it last year, but now they're solely focused on being on the offensive and going after another title. A lot of people think the Thunder are on the defensive now. They've won the title, and now everybody's going to go after them. They've talked about how they still believe they're going to be on the offensive and go after teams and make sure that they are chasing greatness, and it's not done. I mean, one title is great, and it's going to be the biggest title in OKC history, but you can always build on that and continue to win and get more titles and be a part of greatness and create a future dynasty. And part of that can help you is becoming the third team to get 70 wins. And obviously this Western Conference has just continuously gotten better. You got KD on the Rockets now, Luka and LeBron a full year in LA. Obviously, we're going to talk about Denver here in a second. But you also got teams like the Spurs with Wemby another year. They're going to continue to get better. You have the Clippers, you have the Wolves, the Grizzlies. All these teams are continuing to get better. Really, the only teams in the West that don't really have a shot at the playoffs or even the play-in are the Jazz and Trailblazers. I would even say teams like the Suns, Pelicans, Kings have chances to go and upset teams like the Thunder Nuggets on any given night and make that play in. So it's going to be a struggle, and I think it really solely depends on the health of the Thunder. If everybody stays healthy, I fully believe that we can hit that 70-71 win mark and be 70-12 or 71-11. It's just a matter of fact of, are the Thunder still going to be fighting for playoff seeding around that time when about 2 weeks left in the season? Because if the Thunder are 5-6 games up and they're in the first seed and they're 5-6 games up on maybe the Nuggets, Lakers, or Rockets, they might not try as hard, kind of rest those guys, and they might lose a couple more than what they were hoping, and then we might end up around that 67-68 win range again. But if it's still 1-2 game differences, we're going to go out there and continue to try to win so we have that 1 seed throughout the entire playoffs, which proved very, very big in this past postseason run. And for the Thunder, it's going to be a fact of really just health, and if they can continue to stay healthy and if they want to go after that mark. And if they do, I fully believe they can get it, and I don't really see many teams stopping them along the way. The only part that might struggle for them is towards the end of their schedule. That last month is a pretty rough schedule for the most part, so we'll have to see how the Thunder are looking about a month out from the playoffs and kind of see where their record is going forward. But it's going to be very interesting to see. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think we can hit that 70 win mark, or do you think we'll kind of take the step back and finish around that same 67-69 win range? But now we'll kind of transition into the other big dog of the Western Conference, and I think the big dog of the NBA in the Denver Nuggets. I think OKC and Denver are without a doubt the two best teams in the NBA. I don't think it's really close. I think most people would agree. Even teams like the Rockets, Lakers, even out east with the Cavs and Knicks, they're not on the levels that Denver and OKC are on. And Denver was the one team that really, really pushed OKC to its limits, and Denver got substantially better in this offseason. They got an actual center to back up Jokic to where Jokic can come off the floor, and obviously they're still not going to be the same team, but you're not losing so much when Jokic comes off the floor with Jonas Valanciunas. And now they replace Michael Porter Jr. with Cam Johnson, who I think is a major upgrade. You bring back Bruce Brown, who was a part of that championship run. The Nuggets are going to be a very, very big threat to the Thunder, and the Thunder better be ready for it, because we saw an injured Nuggets team push this Thunder team to a Game 7, and obviously the Thunder now have that championship under them. They're going to be more experienced, and they're going to expect the Nuggets to come out there. But I think all season long, every time we see them in the regular season, I'm pretty sure every single one of those games are nationally televised. These are going to be the two best teams all year. I think they're going to be fighting for that 1 and 2 seed, because if it comes down to it and we're in the Western Conference Finals battling out with each other, that home court advantage could be playing very well. We know Denver obviously has the high altitude that helps them, and OKC has the best fan base and best looking arena when the shirts are on for the Thunder. So it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. I know a lot of people are now going to be taking the Nuggets just because how substantially better they got this offseason, and they pushed the Thunder to 7. And then there's going to be people who are like, the Thunder got better. They know what they're doing now. They might go out and make moves at the deadline to continue to improve, and they're going to take down the Nuggets. So, and that's not to say there's not going to be other teams threatening the Thunder, but I think in the Western Conference, we could very well be on a clash to another OKC Denver Nuggets 7-game classic, which somehow might be better than it was last year if it plays out that way. Obviously, you're going to have teams like the Wolves, Rockets, Lakers. If the Lakers match up with the Nuggets in a round 2 matchup, that could be dangerous for the Nuggets. But it's going to be very interesting all year long. I think these are going to be, without a doubt, the two best teams all year long. And I really think if they match up, whenever it might be, even if it's the second round again or the conference finals, whoever wins that matchup will most likely win the NBA Finals. And that's what a lot of people thought last year. Whoever won that Nuggets-Thunder series was most likely going to go on to win, and that was true. So I'm so excited to watch these games. I know they're going to be so stressful. Jokic and Shea continuing to go at it. You got Murray, J-Dub, you got Chet, Cam Johnson. All the stars will be out, and it should be an amazing time throughout the entire season watching these two teams go at it. But we'll now kind of quickly talk about how Cason Wallace is going to be taking on more of a ball handling role this year. He's talked about how he's worked a lot on his ball handling over the offseason. The Thunder have wanted him to kind of start handling the ball a bit more, especially when he comes out and maybe Shea comes out and you run an offense without Shea and you don't want Jada bringing the ball down all the time. You can have a guy like Wallace or maybe even a Topic if he's out there taking the ball down, because J-Dub can move off the ball a lot better than the ball in his hands sometimes. So it's going to be interesting to see how Wallace approaches the ball handling skill. I think he has a very good chance if he adds that to his game on top of his amazing defense, the way he can shoot the three and his ability to attack the rim. It'll just make him an even better player and possibly earn him an even bigger contract after this season for the rookie extension. So I'm interested to see how much they actually use Cason Wallace to be a ball handler, and it's going to be interesting to see how much they want to do that moving forward, especially in the non-Shea minutes, or even if Shea's out there, do they let Shea get off the ball for a little bit and let Wallace bring down the ball and run some sets out of that? But we'll now kind of wrap up the video talking about a possible Jalen Smith trade to the Thunder. The Thunder should be looking at some of those bigger forwards to kind of replace Kenrich Williams, who's going to be out, like we said, until the start of the 2026 season around January time. And Jalen Smith, another Bulls guy, we've always obviously made a big trade with the Bulls recently. He's a guy who can really fit into that Kenrich role. He's a big forward, really plays his role well, can rebound well, shoots a little bit, and just provides more size that, like we said, will be impactful for the games against the Nuggets, who having Aaron Gordon, now Jonas Valanciunas and Jokic, when you can have those bigger guys that kind of beats down Jokic and those guys, it can help out in a long way. And for the Thunder, I mean, around the trade deadline, if things aren't completely clicking and you're not sure about certain players, you got to pull the trigger because you never are sure how long your championship window is, so we want to go after it every single year. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.